Hey trackies, welcome back to another video here on TXT Track Time. Please remember to like, yeah, this one, not thumbs down, this one, like the video and also subscribe to the channel. All right, so over the weekend, Kishane took part in the French foray over the 100 meters. However, coming out of that, our news coming out of that was that Kishane Thompson pulled up, and I did talk about it. I even showed a little snippet of him pulling up, but that was from the back, the view from the back. But I remember talking about it and saying, you know what? This doesn't look like the worst pull up I've ever seen. So I'm just praying, that everything is okay. He'll be able to get back on track as soon as possible. Worst case scenario, he may be out for the most important period, which is trials, and then we just have to rethink, other years. But definitely, he's one to keep an eye on, for sure, for Jamaica, for just the future, in general, right? But trackies, and this is where things start to get a little weird because I watched another video, and it's available on JWO Sports, so y'all can take a look for yourselves. And I'm just gonna kind of set the scene as it relates to what I saw and then what I thought, and then I was like, exactly what is happening here. So let me set the scene. So Kishane Thomason, before the race even starts, he seems to be playing around with his hamstring a little bit, like not playing, but like feeling it, like, kind of stretching it out and, stuff like that. So my immediate thought when I see things like that, especially for these development meets where nothing is really on the line, is if it's so serious, then one, you'll either be, trying to signal your coach, say, hey, I'm not feeling the best, maybe I shouldn't run, or you just probably just remove yourself from the race full stop, right? But that's not what happened, right? And then no. So the race starts, he gets off, and he pulls up. But the pull up from the front way shot track is looks a little bit, suspect, like this is, all a trick, right? And I'm like, is this, some more of Stephen Francis's, diabolical plans? We've, heard of, such things back in the day with, like a Shelley and Fraser Price. So I'm looking at it and I'm like, hmm. That's the vibe I got looking at that pull up. And another thing as well, because I made sure to keep watching. I looked at how he looked walking off the track, and he just walked off the track like a regular smuggler, everyday walk. And I thought to myself, okay, okay, guys, Stephen Francis is at play here clearly, right? And I'm gonna tell you why also that maybe this is all a big plan, a big master plan at the end of the day, which is a good thing, because if the athlete isn't injured, then yeah, we're super duper happy. But if they are, trackies, no harm meant in this video clearly, and we're wishing them all the best. But anyway, long story short is, so I'm just looking at that the entire sequence of events, and as I said, it just felt like things were just being set up, from point A to point B. But I guess Kishin forgot to carry through the last part where you kind of be walking off, looking like you're hurt, right? But he didn't look like he was hurt any at all in that particular video. So with that said, track is um I also took note of the happenings in the background, and I recall somebody saying that, something along the lines of, yeah, man, that was the plan, right? And I said to myself, well, if y'all took a look at that start from front way, because a lot of y'all love to go off, oh, you didn't see anything special from the start. Well, why not think, no, know that you have a front way shot of what Kishane Thompson did on that track on Saturday, pulling up about, 45 meters. You know what I mean? What do you have to say no? Because it's interesting, and y'all better bow down too and crown me queen. You know what I mean? At this particular point, because I did point it out to you months ago, and I said, there's an uncanny resemblance when it comes to Kishane Thompson and what we've seen from Asafa Powell in yesteryear, right? And I said that clearly, with, the added experiences of Stephen Francis in these recent years, then clearly Kishane Thompson would become a better version of Asafa Powell from a technical perspective, and clearly even run faster times. That is my opinion. I mean, he's already at 9.85 seconds. I mean, come on. A lot of y'all took it the wrong way, started to say, how am I comparing him to Asafa? And I'm like, oh my God, it's like some things just go over y'all's head because you refuse to understand the words that are coming out of my mouth, and I just can't help you there. But anyway, so looking at that race though from a technical perspective, I was gobsmacked because the start that Kishen got was absolutely phenomenal. And I was like, oh my God, it's like I'm looking back at an Asafa poet back in the day, a bit more ragged, right? A bit more ragged. So it's not all the way there yet. But you guys can now kind of see, what I was talking about when I said that. Hold up, hold up, hold up. This feels like the second coming of Asafa poet, but in this case, it may be a better version of Asafa poet. And I'm going to tell you why also it may be a better version, because one thing it doesn't seem Kishane struggles with is, that kind of mental block where when I get into a race, depending on who I'm running against, I may not be able to execute my best race, right? We've seen where he's lined up against some of the best in the world last year, that's 2023, and was still able to execute his race. Regardless of placing, he was still able to give whatever his execution was on the day and place high in the races as well. And that for me was good, because I'm like, okay, so that means that when we get to our world championships, whatever, you know that these people are there. Yes, the pressure is, clearly going to be higher, right? But at least you'll be able to manage those nerves much better than we have seen from an Asafa poet back in the day, right? So I'm like, wow. Wow, 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 when it comes to Kishane. And I'm like, he could very well be, again, as I said, a better version than Asafa Paul. And then looking at the execution, as I said, over the weekend, I was like, who else, would be able to execute such a phenomenal race, save Asafa Pod? Because when we look, again, from a technical perspective, because that's what we're looking at, how you execute the race, right? There's nobody that was better than Asafa Pod back in the day. And when you look at Kishane Thompson, you can clearly see, slowly but surely, as I said, he's a bit ragged now, right? But slowly but surely, you can see the uncanny resemblance. And then I started to think as well how Kishane executes his race in general. And I said, okay, he pretty much, in my opinion, has an evenly distributed race. Strong start, strong finish, right? Did you catch that start over the weekend? Did you catch that start over the weekend? Right? Again, go watch J Double video. It's on his channel, Shane running, that 40 meters, and come back and tell me your thoughts. Did you catch, that first phase of his race? So track is, if he is the type of person that always has an evenly distributed race, meaning he doesn't have a slow start and then has a crazy pickup towards the end like a Noah Lyles or like a Christian Coleman, where the start is ridiculous and then he fades horribly towards the end. If the race is evenly distributed and the start looks so, how you think the end are go look? That is the question I have to ask. All I know is, track is, when I said over the weekend that Kishane is about to drop a BOMB, look here, I was onto something. He is definitely coming with something. I mean, again, barring any, injury claims that may be out there for Kishane Thompson. As far as I'm concerned right now, it doesn't look that serious. So I'm praying it's not that serious so we can see him at our trials. You know what I mean? But once he comes to our trials, best believe he is going to launch off like a rocket. And as I said, in previous videos, bring us back to the forefront of sprinting. Forefront of sprinting, like, as I said, gold medal, that McCall forefront of sprinting. I'm really looking at two athletes this year to really stand that up. Yes, Oblique has had his issues executing on the day, right? I'm hoping that, hopefully he's over that hump in 2024. But still, these two athletes really, really can contend with the best in the world. And, possibly, as I said, bring Jamaica back to the top. And I don't think we're far from it. But anyway, Trackies, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. One, do you think we were being tricked? Do you think Stephen tricked us? Do you think this is his diabolical planet in action? Do you think he's at play here in any kind of way? Or do you think, yeah, he was probably just a mild injury and it is what it is? He walked it off and but we will see him, for trials. There's still, roughly 5 weeks away. So he has enough time, to get to his best and, blast off and show something phenomenal. Do you also think we'll be seeing something great from him based on what you saw in that start as well? Again, and also, you remember, I clocked it. So crown me as well. Like the video, guys, and subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.